I am not kicking against Evangelist Ebuka for one reason. I understand quite sure that no one is perfect. Okay? No one is perfect. That is why I can never be an expectant of perfection from anyone. If I expect to have you perfect, my own imperfection will disqualify me from having you a perfect man. Concerning what I heard from Ebuka, that mother is much more importantly considered than the wife. I wouldn't say that mother is not important because there's nothing to compare with motherhood. Okay? But at the same time, we shouldn't consider foolishly. And we shouldn't forget that the journey of a man and woman is like beginning of their future and generation. And there is this special bond that holds mother and child. But at the same time, we shouldn't neglect the position of a wife. Your mother has played her own part. You owe her a whole lot of honor as a mother. But at the same time, if you forget that your wife is fully part of you, your better half, you are missing it. Because your lineage, your future, your offsprings all continues from the position of your wife. So having compared the mother position with the wife position is totally wrong. Evangelist Ebuka need to understand that if you remove a wife from the husband becomes incomplete as a man. Leave the husband with the mother, he still remains incomplete as a man. So why should anybody say that mother is much more important or importantly considered before the wife? It is an insult to the position of a wife. You don't do that to any woman. They wouldn't take it. Even the mother knows that her assignment over you is already done. But I am not blaming Evangelist Ebuka. The reason is because he actually have no knowledge of woman or what a wife can do in the life of a man. And that is why I am telling him not to be putting mouth in issue of marriage because he wouldn't analyze it well. A happily married man is a successful man. If you miss it maritally, you have missed it in every other angle of planning. Are you getting me? And don't forget that a man without a wife remains incomplete, even in the presence of your mother. Why is it like that? Because the wife happened to be your better half. If it is not like that, it shouldn't be considered a priority from the origin of man. What I'm trying to say here is that Evangelist Ebuka is totally wrong in his saying. And he has to put himself right, lest it becomes a corruption to all those people that follow him. Because there is one problem about Africans, blacks precisely. Once they believe so much in you, your mistake will be considered a perfection. And it is not good that way. Ebuka, I am seeing him as a mentor of multitude, but yet without a mentor. He mentors a whole lot of people, but he has no mentor for himself. And that is so dangerous. It can lead a leader astray, while the multitude also follow the leader astray. He has no mentor for himself, because if he has mentor, there are some mistakes that are not expected of him. I can prove it. Forget what some people are saying, that Reverend Father Mbaka is Evangelist Ebuka's mentor. It could be simply because he poured oil on him and made some declarations. Mentorship is so wide and broad. Mentorship, what is mentorship, by the way? It's a kind of transferring yourself into someone, as in seeing yourself in another body. Planting what you have into someone. That is where discipleship comes in. I have disciples, and I'm doing everything possible to make sure that they appear as the real mirror image of me. That whenever you see them, you say, this is true carbon copy. This is a good representative of Wokenewe. That is how it is in Christendom as well. So Reverend Father Mbaka is not Ebuka's mentor because he poured oil on him and made some declarations. There are more to that. He has no mentor. That is why he's making some casual mistakes. And those mistakes is much more effective on his members. Reason is because no one is there to tell him you are going wrong or you are taking it wrongly. Listen to what he said previously, that a single girl is entitled of several men when you come to dates. I now ask, why should it be like that? Why has it become the tradition of Africans that a girl should have multiple men as a result of dating or whatever? Even if she's living in fear of the unknown, it's not done. That is, by the way, coming to what he said recently, that mothers should be considered, or much more importantly considered, than the wife. Ebuka, you are totally wrong on that. Very wrong. Very wrong. I am not saying that mothers are not important. Mothers are very, very important. There's nothing to compare to motherhood. Are you hearing me? But at the same time, you shouldn't forget that the journey of man and the wife is a gateway to generation to come. Are you hearing me? And a man is not complete without a wife, even in the presence of his mother. Why then is this so much important in the life of a man? They look at a full man that has money, that built a house, even in the presence of the mother. They say that this man is not yet complete. Reason is because the absence of the woman disqualifies him in various areas. Are you hearing me? So how can you come out and say that mother should be considered? Okay, let me give you this simple illustration. You bought a car. You want to go out to celebrate it. You put on a uniform with your wife. Then your mother is there by the grace of God. She's still living. And you want to take two of them out. Who will have the front seat? Ebuka Bizanum. You are putting on uniform with your wife. Would you tell your wife to go and sit at the back because you want to consider the mother much more important? In the eyes of men, consider the public impression this time. How would it look like? Of course, the look has already judged the matter. And you should know that no woman will take such. Having said it with your mouth can cause chaos as far as it enters the ear of your wife. A wife is your better half. You and your wife are the same, even though you are appointed by the supreme deity that you are the head of the family. If you are talking of a good mother, remember there are good wives. Then if you are talking about bad wives, remember there are bad mothers. It is vice versa. It's always like that. But let us face it with the arrangement of nature. Wife first. And that is why you should have a proper and understandable discussion with your wife if you want to extend some love to your people. It's very important. Okay? Because wherever you stopped is where your wife will continue. Failure to carry her along, there will be a time you will create a vacuum of problem for her. That is how it's supposed to be. So people should not take that very advice. And moreover, Ebuka, you can't give what you don't have. First, your ministry. Leave the aspect of marriage. If you say you don't want to get married based on the instruction you got from who called you, don't bring things together because it can only give birth to confusion. Yeah, I am saying this so that some people will not join you to make the same mistake. You are not married. You have never experienced anything with a woman. Therefore, you have no teaching on that. You have no way to analyze women the way you do. That's very wrong. Women are very, very good. You cannot do and live a complete life without women. That is how it is. Your mother has trained you up to become what you are. Good and fine. You owe her a whole lot of honor. But you shouldn't forget that the journey to your future or journey to your lineage to come, your generation to come, cannot be completed without your wife. Why are you not going to bed with your mother? Why are you not sleeping with her? Why didn't you bring her to begin to do some house chores to take care of the home, forgetting the wife? That's wrong. You shouldn't say a thing like that, okay? That's the only thing I want to prove. Remember, I am not saying that Evangelist Ebuka is not a genuine man of God. But my advice to Evangelist Ebuka this time is that even though he has no mentor, there is this benefit of manual to every religion. Your religion has manual. Study the manual the more. Go deeper into it. You must have encounter with the spirit of that manual. That should now stand as your mentor, because that alone can as well inspire you the more. Open your inner eyes and show you secret things. Okay? I have come in contact with the spirit of truth as well. It took me to other truths. Like I always say, it is also written in your scripture. So I don't come against religion. If you choose to be a Christian, try to be deeper in what you believe. If you choose to be Omenane, try to do what? Go deeply into that. Try to study the manual of Omenane in order to know your left and right. Ebuka should know by now that he is a seer. Every other thing is coming out of grace. Anytime you deviate from where you are centered, you will make a mistake and it will be an error to your calling. Like I said before, we shouldn't take his mistakes so serious. That doesn't mean we shouldn't correct him. But don't take it so serious. It is an error on his own side because he has no mentor. Reverend Father Mbaka, they say that is the mentor, is not his mentor. He was ordained by Reverend Father Mbaka, but that doesn't make Mbaka the mentor of Evangelist Ebuka, because I am sure he is not taking instruction from Reverend Father Mbaka in any way. Okay? And Evangelist Ebuka, you have to be very careful of what you say. All eyes on you. Whatever you say, there are multitude that will carry it out immediately without wasting time. Okay? What if you spit out a slight of mistake? They will extend it to maximum problems. So what I am insinuating now is that whatever you are out to say, make sure it corresponds with what you believe so that you have a defense. Study the meaning of marriage. You say thank you to Mokenewi. In that your scripture, it is stated that marriage is an institution ordained by the supreme deity. Why then are you putting asunder by yourself? Somebody like Ebuka. You now try to put the mother in position of the wife. Say, whoever that hears me, don't take that advice. It is wrong. Show love to your mother. Honor your mother. Do anything you can do for her to have a better life. Okay? But whatever you do to your wife, you did it to yourself. All you have to pray is to have a good wife, so that your effort and your labor wouldn't be in vain. Remember, I am not against Ebuka, neither am I opposing him. But there is room for correction. If I go astray, correct me, I will appreciate it, because no one is perfect.